All right. Well, welcome everybody. I have that it's 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully that music woke you up a little bit. We have a big day ahead of us today. But I want to welcome everyone to the third annual National Resilience Exchange Summit. My name is Laura Johnson, and I'm the Director of Conferences and Events for the All Hazards Consortium, which is an 18-year-old nonprofit organization. I'm here to help administratively today, so I just have a couple of quick remarks before we get started with today's content. First, you'll see at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen a website that we have set up, ahc2023.com. This is a great landing page to find the agenda for the next 3 days, to find links for the tracks. We will post tomorrow's links later today as to not confuse you. And when we have tracks tomorrow, you'll be able to jump between the links and pick any session, any track that you want to attend. We are also recording all of the sessions today, and our next speaker will tell you a little bit more about how to access that. Also, this website, ahc2023.com, is a great place if you have any questions, or if you want a class or a summit completion certificate, you can fill out a form right on that website and we'll send that to you after the summit is over. And then finally, if we lose connectivity for any reason, first I would try to come back on this link, but if it seems to be down, we'll put a message up on that website. So feel free to visit that for messages from us. Okay, so a couple of more things I wanted to just let you know, as some of you have already seen. We have set it up for an open chat today. So feel free to say hello or pipe in during the sessions and let us know your thoughts, or if you have any ideas on what you're hearing today. There's also a Q&A function on your dashboard for any questions that are going to go to our panelists. And then also, I just wanted to ask a favor to keep your comments in the chat real short and sweet so we don't disrupt the panelists as they do pop up on their screen. We also will ask you to take a moment to fill out a session survey that you'll see a link in the chat coming from our AHC Tech that will ask you a couple quick questions, how the session went for you, and if you had any comments on the content that you saw. So if you could just take a moment to fill that out after each session. We do read all surveys. It's a lot. I think we have about 30 sessions, but we do want your feedback. Thank you. And finally, I would love to thank our silver sponsors for today, Theorem Geo and FloodMap, for their support, and all of the organizations that have supported the All Hazards Consortium as we put together this 3-day summit. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and introduce the Executive Director of the All Hazards Consortium, Tom Moran. Tom?
Laura, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
You're good, Tom.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. This is our third annual meeting. When I say ours, this is a collection of 60 plus speakers, 25 plus sessions, dozens of partners in government, industry, nonprofit. Our role as the consortium is really to connect dots, don't become a dot. And it's a lot of fun. I've really been looking forward to today, because where else could I go in a 3-day period, to get this kind of information across these broad sector topics as we have here at the National Summit. So for those of you new, let me welcome you. For those of you that have been with us before, you'll see a couple of things that are new, but a lot, see things that are new and a lot of stuff that we've been doing before, because we leverage that. For those of you who are not aware, about several years ago, one of our work groups is a combination of state and federal and industry folks. And they came up with this idea, wouldn't it be great if we could do a National Resilience Summit to look at things going on across the country with regards to resilience? Government put that challenge out there, and the private sector in 6 months had a date, had a venue, had an agenda, they were ready to roll, and then COVID hit. So they waited till the next year in January, and they held the first National Resilience Summit, and it's the rest is history. So I want to thank our sponsors, our partners, and I really want to give a shout out to John Molnar and Abel Macias, and especially Laura Johnson. They have worked tirelessly pulling all this together, all these speakers, and I know it's been a lot of fun, a lot of challenges like that, but at the end of the day, we're here to do this for you, so you can have it after the event's over. We'll make that available as part of the private sector gift to you. So with that, let me again say thank you to everybody for joining, and I get the honor to introduce our board president and a friend for a long time with the consortium, Chris Geldar. Chris is the CEO of G3 Solutions LLC in the Washington, D.C. area. Chris has had an extensive career, both in government and both sides of the aisle, right? State and federal, in the areas of emergency management, government administration, homeland security, public works, and public safety. For those that know Chris, he is a fearless leader in times of trouble and has a knack of solving complex problems respectfully when it involves industry and government. A former Marine, he has worked with the Maryland Homeland Security Department, FEMA National Capital Region Office, and several senior positions within the District of Columbia government. Chris, as I mentioned, serves as the AHC board president currently. Help me welcome to our third annual National Resilience Exchange Summit, Mr. Chris Geldar. Chris, welcome.
Thank you, Tom. And I do want to just echo the thanks that you gave to Laura and to John and the others that have done all the work to really get us here today to get us started. This is our third resilience exchange conversation that we're having. I call it a conversation because having been part of the consortium since its inception, this is really how this consortium started. It's getting a bunch of folks together that have a shared mission, have a shared goal, shared experiences, that are all working in an area that has some really hard, to quote a friend of mine, wicked problems to solve, and hearing from each other and seeing what's working, seeing what people are working on, talking about those hard issues, getting closer to solutions, and actually just exchanging that information so everybody can benefit from it and we can move the whole of the community forward in how do we really look at this resilience problem, look at the issues that we're having, and have better solutions and be in a better place. So I really appreciate this being the third of its kind for resilience being out there. Tom making it happen, bringing it all together, getting all of the folks that we have out here on board to hear, to discuss, to talk about, because as I've told folks many times, there is no patent on the best ideas. So everybody's got a paintbrush to put on this canvas. And I'm so glad that we have so many people participating, so many different sessions today and over the next couple of days that we're going to go through to really help folks understand, have the dialogue, and get some really good solutions and some really good thought processes going around how do we all do our business better. And that's from all sides of the aisle. So Tom, thank you for the opportunity to welcome everybody here. I do welcome everybody. Please participate as you go along. That is the whole purpose of this, is for everybody to get their paintbrushes on the canvas and be able to say, hey, we tried this worked, and even better, we tried this and it didn't work, but here's how we adjusted from and what we learned from that. So those are all great things that we want to share over this next couple of days. So Tom, I don't want to take any more time from the busy and real important work that we have, but just to say to everybody, thank you for being here, and please participate over these next couple of days, because that's what this is really all about.
Thank you very much.